And just like that, we are ready to go here. Italy leading out Brazil for our first quarterfinal. The key here is to win this first match to stay in the hunt for the 3 places. Let's go down to the stadium for the team introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, shooting on target number 1. Representing Brazil, Anne Mercedes dos Santos, Sara Nikitin, Ana Luisa Sliachicas Cayetano, and their opponents, shooting on target number 2. Representing Italy, Tatiana Andreoli, Luciana Boari, and Chiara Renagliati. The line judge for this matchup is Christina Reitmeier. Quarterfinal matchup number 1.
Well, here we go. It's time for our first quarterfinal here. Winning team will stay in the hunt for the 3 Olympic spots. Italy line up with 2 former world champions and an Olympian. Tatiana Andreoli was a former indoor world champion. Chiara Renagliati is a former field world champion. And Lucilla Boari went to the 2016 Olympic Games. Brazil with Ana Santos and Sarah Nitkin both went to Rio 2016, joined up by a teenager, Anna Caetano. But first up is Chiara Renagliati for Italy. So the teams will go through 2 rotations of 1 arrow per archer, 6 arrows per set, and the goal here is to outscore your opponents for 2 set points. Oh, Nikki, that drifted out to the left.
Yeah, just didn't look clean shots, a little bit of movement just before the release, just sending it left is a usual error for a release error.
So over to Brazil. This is the teenager, world number 194, Anna Caetano. And that will settle any nerves she has. Big smile on her face as well. So not a bad grouping there for Brazil. Just a little to the left of centre, Nikki.
Yeah, you know, they've just got to adjust their sights quickly, get themselves back into the middle.
Chilibari with better second arrow. Still making a minor adjustment though.
Nine.
22-year-old Andreoli finishing off with another 9 for a 52. Provisionally could get marked up to a 53.
You see the bottom finger on the string, not as much as the top two.
8.
So a 9 potentially could be enough for the first 2 set points. Sarah Nikitin anchoring the team puts it into the 8. Now that gives them 52 points. So actually the situation now is that the third arrow from Brazil was marked for a measure, currently marked as an 8. Now the stadium announcer called it a 9. Nikki, any thoughts on that third arrow from Italy?
Yeah, I've got it down as a 9. Not entirely sure. I think we're going to have to wait for that judge to make the call. So they'll have a close look, and if it is touching the line, then it will be marked up.
We'll take a look back at some of the shots. Very impressive from the 18-year-old Anna Kaitano. But you can feel the tension. It's perhaps a little bit more relaxed on the Brazilian side of the shooting line. Italy looking, well, they're looking like they're trying to control their nerves a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, what a huge event we're at here. You know, this is the last 3 team spots for the Olympic Games, so huge pressure on this match.
Well, you got it right, Nikki. It was marked as a 9. And it actually ends up as a point each. So both finishing on 52. And in the end, it was a 9-10-8 at the start for Brazil, followed by a 9-8-8. No 10s yet for Italy, but they've managed to get away with sharing the points in the first set. They'll shoot first in the second. Ferrari gets things underway with a 9. Well, 3 9s from the Italians.
Nine or 10, too close to call. 9-10.
I think that first one looked in. We don't get long to look at it there, but probably going to be called up. We'll have to wait for that one.
Well, potential 28 for Brazil. They just look a little bit more relaxed. That's not to say that they're shooting any better. Just sense a bit more tension on the Italian side of the shooting line. There's their first 10. Gagliati with that 10. Another one. They found the middle of the target. There are the smiles. Tatiana Andreoli there, the 22-year-old, finishing that one off for a 57 for Italy. Well, even if that first arrow is marked up as a 10, Italy can only be matched here by Brazil. And that's with 2 10s. Cateno perhaps looking the most relaxed and most composed, and she's just 18 years old. Sarah Nikitin needs a 10 here to keep the match all square. Dropped it into the 9. So for me, that is a 56, and the set points going to Italy. And that's if that first arrow is a 10, Nikki, as you predicted.
Yeah, that's right. So it looks like Italy have taken that one and going to take a 3-1 lead so far. But yeah, like you said, I think Brazil are looking really calm, aren't they? They're just, I don't think there's much expectation there. They're just going through their normal process. I think maybe a little bit more expectation on the Italian team, and, you know, really maybe they're trying to stop those thoughts of the outcome, which is so easy to happen, especially in these kind of events where, you know, this is where you can get your Olympic ticket. So they've just got to keep themselves calm, keep themselves focused on the process right now.
And you're telling me that the set system has a curious way of allowing any team to win, but I think you're right. Italy are probably, you know, the favourites for this particular quarter-final.
Yeah, I think they are, and you know, you just got to take it set by set. Anything can happen, so, you know, even if you have a wild or bad arrow, the next set you can come back and win still. So, you know, it really does open the match up all the way through. So you've just got to stay on the ball and not let your thoughts go ahead of you.
When we take a look back, Brazil not shooting badly at all, but find themselves 2 set points down after 2 sets. And of course, it does mean that if Italy win this set, they are through to the semi-finals. They have done the first part of their job. Brazil will shoot first, and as always, the job when you're trailing is to put down a big marker to put some pressure on your opponents. So over to Anne dos Santos.
8, 8.
Interesting to see, Nikki, that, well, just as I was about to say, the coach seems to be doing all the communication. There was Anna Cateno giving some words of encouragement to Sarah Nikitin.
Yeah, communication's key. You know, they've got to keep talking, they've got to keep sharing. Where are you aiming? Has anything changed? We can see those feather flags behind the target. So they're giving a lot of information about any wind. We're in a stadium, so the wind can swirl and change quite quickly. So that communication within your team is really important.
A bit of a longer hold here from Chiara Bigliatti, but she's in the 10, and a 26 for the first 3 arrows for Brazil will buoy the Italians. On the line. Lovely stuff. 29 gives them a 3-point buffer at the halfway stage. Nikki, this is now a big ask for Brazil.
Yeah, they've really got to come back here with some really good arrows, because even a tie, well, it's going to be close, isn't it? So if they win it outright, they could win the set.
Oh, that's gone high for Dos Santos. So a 10 here will give Brazil 53. Have a maximum set total of 60. 9 for a 52 here. 3 more arrows from Italy, and if they're all 10s, they're on for a 59, so plenty of room for error here. Rigobligati first with a 9. So they're on a 47 here. 5 to draw. Anything more, and Italy is through to the semi-finals. It's an 8. It's more than enough. Italy have finished with a 55, and that will be 5 set points to 1 for the Italians. Job number 1 done. Italy through to the semi-finals and still in the race for an Olympic quota place. They'll have 2 bites of the cherry for that spot. If they win the semi-finals, they are guaranteed to be going to Tokyo. The losing semi-finalists will play off for the final spot at the Olympic Games. Nikki, there's nothing too untoward about the Brazilian team, but it was a sort of methodical approach from Italy. It looked tense, possibly concentrated and really focused right at the beginning, but they got the job done.
Yeah, they did, just at 7 in the first end. Other than that, pretty good consistent shooting. What we expect from the Italians. Like I said, I think they probably felt a bit of expectation, perhaps as they were starting, a little bit tension, but they settled into the match and they've got through.
Yeah, they certainly have. Was there anything in particular that you spotted from them? I mean, they seem to certainly hone in on the centre of the target through those second and in particular third sets.
Yeah, I mean, conditions look fairly consistent, to be fair, so we should be expecting some high-level matches. I think they communicate well as a team. They certainly relaxed and smiled and laughed when things were going well, so they've got that team dynamic between them.
Yeah, absolutely. It took them a little while to get into their groove, but once they did, there was a little bit more of an air of relaxation amongst the 3 Italians. So Tatiana Andreoli, Lucilla Boari and Chiara Rebiglati are through to the semi-finals. Brazil, well, they had a good day here. They made the quarterfinals. I'm not sure everyone expected them to do so. They gave themselves a chance at an Olympic spot, but in the end, Italy were just a little bit too good, and we'll be seeing them a little bit later on in the semi-finals.
En tout cas, on retrouvera le trio italien dans quelques dizaines de minutes.